Hello and welcome to this vlog. My name is Josie, if we haven't met before. I basically have been having a ton of fun making knitting vlogs, and that's what's on this channel, all about my knitting journey and crafting journey. I just came back from having a week off because my husband and I went on our anniversary trip to California, and it was magical. It really was magical. That is what I would use to describe the Redwoods National Park, National and State Parks. Just like walking around and seeing everything. So yeah, it was a wonderful week. Last week was kind of a wash getting back into the routine. We got back at like Monday, 9 p.m. and with a time change, waking up with the boys, which was like 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock California time, pretty brutal. Last week I did not get a lot of housework done, but this week I started off so much better, which is great. On my trip, I finished this Sophie Shawl, my second Sophie Shawl. This is for my son's preschool teacher, one of them. Appreciation gift. She said her favorite color is gray, so I kind of went marled with it. It looks so good. I have not woven in the ends. I have not blocked it. Don't know if I will, to be honest, but I think it looks so good. It's very gray, but like it's very cute. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. It was such a perfect travel project, which is what I was hoping for when I got it to the decrease point before traveling. It was just perfect. I need to weave it. Well, I have woven in the ends, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna block it. So if I block it, if I decide to block it, I'll leave the ends until after, but I just haven't decided. It's just a scarf. So before I show you my yarn purchase from the trip, a little bit of background. On our last day on Sunday, the plan was to drive from Mendocino to San Francisco, where we had a hotel right next to the airport, and we were going to stop in Point Reyes National Seashore. I really didn't know what to expect. I had heard it was good for like wildlife watching, like elephant seals, elk, otters, birds. But it was up there with the redwoods in terms of just beauty. It took our breath away, both the redwoods and Point Reyes National Seashore. But on our travel day from Mendocino to Point Reyes, I hit a yarn store in Mendocino, and it just wasn't my type of yarn. There wasn't very much hand-dyed yarn. We were gonna be like driving right past 2 yarn stores on our way from Mendocino to Point Reyes. And so we stopped. I just chose one, and I tried to choose the one that looked like it would have the most hand-dyed yarn. And they did. I chose well. I really had in mind that I wanted to make the Sophie hood because I'm really enjoying the bangs, but hats and bangs don't make a great combo, I've learned this winter. So I really wanted to try the Sophie hood, and I've been really loving the Sophie shawls. So I picked up these 3 skeins. Oh, that's like a perfect. The camera is getting it perfectly. I love it. I love the blue because it just reminds me so much of the water that we were on, the coast. And then there are some like brown and orange speckles, and then green too, which just reminds me of like how much in nature we were. And then the wildflowers that we saw, the purple. So I'm so happy. So this is Malabrigo Rios, which I've never had before. I know it's hand-dyed. I don't know too much about the company, honestly, but the yarn store that we visited, I can't remember what city it was in, but it's called Fiber Circle Studio. It was a really cool yarn store. But yes, so I got worsted weight, just 3 skeins to make like the middle size of this beautiful yarn, and I'm so excited. Let me get you up to date on my Alpine Bloom. I finished the color work yesterday. Yeah. So I'm currently just knitting on the body around and around and around. I've started doing helical knitting because why not? Never done it before. I have 2 skeins of this green, and this is hand-dyed yarn, so I'm just going to alternate it until I run out of this, and then if the dye lot's a little bit different, once I get to the full skein that's left over, then I'll have like plenty of transition. But this is the color work yarn, or the contrast yarn I should say. So I have plenty left, really. Here it is. This is the front. And the sleeves. So pretty. In the back. I'm obsessed. I really am obsessed. I messed up in one spot. Yep, here it is. There, right there. But I really don't think you can tell because the contrast yarn is so variegated. Mama? Yes, baby? I pooped. Okay, 1 second, okay? Just 1 second. So yeah, this last pink stitch should be over here. To kind of see it match, that this should be a line like that. But it's so variegated anyway that I'm just not bothered by it. I did not go back and fix it. One mistake in all this color work, I'm like, that's pretty good. So yeah, I have to take a break from it this week because I'm going to be working on another project, which I'm very excited to tell you about. I will be right back after this potty break. Okay. So, my mom, my lovely mom, turned 60 Sunday. She turned 60 years old. And we're gonna go, we went hard to celebrate. We're celebrating this Saturday when this video goes up. We got her a nice bag, like a nice camping bag. She really enjoys like camping and hiking. And then we got her 6 things because she's turning 60. So we got her 6 things. And then one of them is an adorable mug from Hobby Lobby. And I really just want to knit her a mug. A coaster for her mug. And Amber from A Lovely Yarn 2 Christmases ago.
See you after nap and rest time, Mama.
See you after nap and rest time, baby.
Okay.
Sent me a coaster. Let me show you. This one. And I've loved it. I've loved using it. I love just how flexible it is. I've loved... It's a little bit big for what I want to make my mom, but I personally have loved the size of it. I love that you can put like a bowl of cereal on it, on your legs, and it doesn't make your legs cold. I love that you can do that with the hot bowl, or you can also just do it with the classic mug. So I just want to make her this, something really small and simple. I had my son help me pick out what he thought would be a good yarn, and he chose the hand-dyed yarn that I did in January, the one that I really messed up on but turned out to be very pretty. He chose this one. So I'm gonna wind this up with my son, so I'm not gonna knit on it right now during this rest time because my son really wants to wind this with me. But I'm gonna make her I'm gonna make her coaster out of this. I messaged Amber just to be like, I could not find this pattern, and she sent me the link, and then after she sent it to me, I then found a whole bunch of different ones that are kind of like this. People did different variations. This is a affordable pattern. I think it's $5, but it uses worsted weight yarn, and I want to make it out of fingering, so I could hold it double. I could. I don't know that I want to. I like fingering weight yarn. It would take longer. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but I found a pattern where she has instructions to make this for like any gauge, any needle size, and that intrigues me. So I might be using that one. I'll of course let you know once I decide what pattern I'm using, but yes, that's my plan for this week. I hope I can just whip out a coaster to make it super fast. Maybe I should do DK. I don't know. We'll see. So the pattern I used, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it below. It was just a very general, meant for knitting teachers to, like, if they wanted to use this as a pattern. And so it didn't really talk about like specific, like you could use any gauge, you know. It was just a very flexible pattern, which I liked, and it was free. And I was really just wanting to use fingering weight yarn because I love hand-dyed yarn. So what I was going to do is just do what she recommended. The recommendation in her pattern example is DK weight 4 millimeters. So I did US 3. I can't remember what that is in millimeters, but I did US 3 fingering weight. And then I just followed her stitch count because I just wanted to see how it was created. I expected a need to make it larger, but I wanted to see the process. I've never done anything like this, like a coaster with German short rows. And well, actually I liked that she had German short rows. That was a feature of this pattern. Not all the coaster patterns that I found had German short rows. Some of them had wrap and turns. But yeah, I think it's really cute. So I just did it, knitting it. It took me like less than an hour with her using her stitch count, and I expected to have to increase, but I wanted to see how it looked, what the whole process was before I would like go and adjust the stitch count. But I think it came out perfect. It's blocking currently. It's really getting blown out. Let me see. This is like a much more accurate color. It is very like teal, emerald, peacock. It's really hard to show you. But after it dries, which it's so close, it's been like blocking for only like 3 to 4 hours. But after it dries, I'll definitely like show it to you with the cute little mug that we gifted her on top. I think it's extra cute that I dyed the yarn and my son picked out the skein. So out of all the skein in my stash, he picked that one out. So it's so cute. So yeah, I am done with that. I expected that to be this whole vlog. I don't know why. Well, I guess I expected to have to knit one, change the pattern, tweak it, and then do it again, a larger one with a larger stitch count. But I think I like that. So new plans. I'm going to cast on the penny gloves. This is for my son's other preschool teacher. And I think I definitely showed you the periwinkle yarn that I dyed and was like, wow, this is periwinkle. She said this is her favorite color. I can't believe it. I hit the jackpot. But my son is adamant that he wants this green yarn to match his hat. It is Knitting for Olive, soft silk mohair, merino, and the dark olive colorway, I believe. I knit the Jenny sweater out of this yarn, had leftovers. I knit my son a pair of mittens out of this yarn, not the mohair, but the merino, a hat, again with the mohair, or with the merino, not the mohair. And so I'm going to make some penny gloves out of this yarn. I love the combination. I've got 2 tiny skeins. I'm not too worried. I think I should have enough. But yeah, I'm gonna start penny gloves. Get her a gift done too. When my son saw that the scarf was done, he said, "Oh, we can give it to," and he said her name, but "Oh, we can give it to her now." I said, "Well, I gotta wait for the other one to get knitted too." So, and he's been asking me, "Is it done yet? Have you finished it yet? Or have you started? Can I see the yarn?" So he's really excited that it's green yarn. So it wasn't what I was expecting, but the fact that he cares about it is so sweet to me, and I think it'll mean even more to them too. So I'm just gonna cast on. Gonna get started and cast on. I don't remember what I used, but I will look it up. The pattern is sport weight. I've never used a sport weight yarn. I've always used a DK equivalent, like a fingering weight held double with a mohair. I've always have. I've knit these gloves twice, the penny gloves twice. I'm gonna pull it up. Penny gloves number 2. So I use a 2.5 US 2.5 3mm. These are, my sister got me these needles. They're pink. She was like so embarrassed when it came in this heart case. I was like, I have no idea what this is when she gave it to me, because I was wanting 4-inch interchangeable needle set. My other like bigger set, 5-inch tips, is ChiaoGoo, which I adore. But these are surprisingly, they were just very affordable on Amazon, and these are surprisingly very good. Like the cord, which is my main concern. The cord isn't a one with memory. It has no memory. That cord is too long. Don't need that long. I'm really impressed with the quality of these, with like how affordable it was. The one downside I'll say is that I don't think the circumference is exactly accurate. Like with a 4-inch needles, I should be able to get 16-inch circumference, and I can't. So that's the one downside. But other than that, they're super cute. They're pinkish purple. So anyway, I'm gonna get started. Hello. It's the next day. It's Thursday. I was gonna vlog this morning when I was out shopping for my picture album for my photos, but it's been a hectic morning. We've had a fussy baby, so he was not very happy in Hobby Lobby. So, but I wanted to show you, look at this cute picture album. And then I got photos in there. I stopped. I did a little bit, and then I was like, I really want to do this. I want to knit. But I have them all organized so I can like put them in the book according to like, you know, the trip. But yeah, they're all organized, so that wasn't a complete waste of time. And then I got some little stamps at Hobby Lobby too. My coaster is done. This is such a hard color to show. It's just so much more vibrant in person. This is the mug that my son picked out for my mom for her 60th birthday, which I think is so cute. We all love birds in our household. I used to have a pet bird, fun fact. But so, just sits perfectly, and then the little ruffles like kind of peek out. So yeah, it's super cute. I love the color that my son chose. This is a very fun project. I could see making just a ton of these to like use up yarn. I'd probably make them a tiny bit bigger. Wonder if I bring the exposure down, if it would get it better. Not really. Maybe. Let me bring it back up though. Yeah, I'd probably make it a little bit bigger, so I'd probably want to adjust it a little bit and figure out how I would like it. I loved how easy it was. It was so fast and so quick. I highly recommend this pattern. But yeah, it's been a fun week. I'm so glad to be back after I had a week off. 2 weeks off. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's beautiful here. My son and I, while we were waiting for our oldest, Simon, to be done with preschool, I just did like a 2-mile walk with him. Again, he wasn't enjoying it too much. He's pretty fussy. He ruptured his eardrum last Friday, a week ago, and I think he's teething now. He got his cast off on Tuesday, ruptured his eardrum on Friday, and now I think he's teething. It's okay though. Alright, I'm gonna end it here because I'm going to edit tomorrow. Since my son's on one nap, it's much later in the day, and I have just a little bit of time before I have to start cleaning the house for Bible study. So I'm gonna just spend that time knitting. Yeah. I hope you have a great day whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next week. Bye.